What is Algebra 2? When you buy a car, follow a recipe, or decorate your home, you're using math principles. People have been using these same principles for thousands of years across countries and continents. Whether you're sailing a boat off the coast of Japan or building a house in Peru, you're using math to get things done. How can math be so universal? First, human beings didn't invent math concepts. We discovered them. Also, the language of math is numbers. If we are well versed in the language of numbers, it can help us make important decisions and perform everyday tasks. Insurance, remodel a home within a budget, understand population growth, or even bet on the horse with the best chance of winning the race. At the heart of some of these real-world problems are skills you'll learn in Algebra 2. Algebra 2 is important because it could prevent a tragedy. Here's a real-world example of average rate of change. Drivers need to know the grade of the road. The grade of the road is the same as the slope of the road. So a grade of 25%, this is a very steep road. This road is way too steep for a truck. Right? So that sign tells the driver the grade of the road, how steep the road is, and hopefully the driver of a truck knows that he shouldn't be going down this road. Algebra 2 helps you not get lost. GPS systems determine position using a system of equations. Right? So when you're trying to figure out where something is and you type it into your phone, right? That's using Algebra 2. Right? So we have satellites that are determining your position using GPS systems, right? And with just 3 satellites, they can narrow down your position to just 2 points. But there's not just 3 satellites that are orbiting the Earth. There are many satellites, right? And so that's how the satellites are able to tell you where to go to get where you want to be. Algebra 2 is important because it helps us build useful things. Equations from algebra built this bridge. We'll study quadratic equations, trig equations, and more this year. So here we have a quadratic equation. Oops. There we go. Y equals x squared plus 3x plus 4. Okay, and here we have a trig equation. Y equals cosine x minus 0.866. Right? We'll learn about not only quadratic equations and trig equations, but many other equations as well. Exponential equations, logarithmic equations. Right? So you're going to learn a lot about functions this year. Algebra 2 is important because Mrs. Mashagna loves roller coasters. Quadratic functions are used to create this roller coaster. The force of gravity is modeled by a function. Engineers must calculate the speed needed so the centrifugal force of the roller coaster is greater than the force of gravity. And that's what keeps you in your seat, even if you go upside down. Now compare that to this park. Algebra 2 is important so rides can be safe and scary, but not dangerous. The developers of this closed-down park did not have sufficient training in mathematics, physics, and engineering, and it showed. The most dangerous park in America was all fun and games until someone got seriously injured or worse, which happened all the time at this park. I went here on a field trip. What were they thinking? I guess you can't be from New Jersey and not have gone to Action Park. Algebra 2 is important so you can make 3 throw shots. A little algebra will help you figure out how high to throw the ball so you can make the shot. And if you notice, the ball is going in the shape of an arc. This is another example of a quadratic equation. Algebra 2 is important because you don't want your business to fail. You need to know how much of a product to make to maximize profit. This skill begins in Algebra 2 and continues in calculus. All right, so we can look at when here we're making 0 profit. And here we're making zero profit. But where the green X is, that's the best. That's where we're making the most profit. So we'll begin this in Algebra 2. In calculus, students will calculate exactly how much of an item needs to be made to make the most profit. Right? But we're going to begin that right here in Algebra 2. Algebra 2 is important if you don't want to make people really sick. Population growth, whether it's people, animals, or bacteria, is an example of an exponential growth function. We will study exponential growth and decay in Algebra 2. Exponential functions have many applications in science and business. Bacteria exponential growth. Once bacteria and mold start growing on food that is not refrigerated, it reaches harmful levels very quickly. And hopefully you can see how much mold is on that food. Oh, you shouldn't eat that. Right? And so that's growing exponentially. Right? So here we can see an example of an exponential graph on the right-hand side there. Growth of bacteria over 5 hours at 37 degrees Celsius, which is about room temperature. Right? So we don't have too many to start with, but look at how quickly the number of bacteria increase, right, as time goes by. Right? So here we would not want to eat this food. Algebra 2 can help you buy a car. Perhaps you put some money in the bank and want to know how long it'll take for the money in the account to grow enough to afford this car. This is the car Mrs. Machagna wants to get, the Kia Niro EV. Logarithmic functions can be used to determine how long it will take to have enough money. My problem is getting the car from California. Algebra 2 helps you compare different quantities. Here's the world's tallest man and the world's shortest man. The world's tallest man is pretty tall. The world's shortest man is pretty short. But whose height is more extreme? You'll learn how to figure this out in Algebra 2. And actually, I'm going to have you vote which one you think it is. And then in the second semester, when we get to statistics, we'll actually figure out whose height was more extreme. This one's just your prediction. Algebra 2 helps you find a good deal. Your new car, lease or buy. What's right for you, leasing or buying a new car? Explore the math behind the car deal. Right? So you can actually calculate out what will be the best deal for you. Taking higher level math courses is key to access post-secondary education. Advanced high school math is a ticket to college access. Algebra 2 and other advanced courses are prerequisites for many college courses, not only in math and science, but also in social science fields, economics, business, and computer and other technology courses. These courses are also a key component of preparation for college and a signal for college readiness. So what you learn in Algebra 2 helps you strengthen the following: the ability to identify and analyze patterns, logic and critical thinking skills, ability to see relationships, problem-solving skills, and I hope at the end of this course you'll say, I love Algebra 2. I'm not telling you it's going to be easy, but I am telling you it's going to be worth it. Thanks for watching my video. Bye for now.